My name is Terry Smith. I'm an architect. We bought this property it was in rather a dilapidated state. The building was listed because the street facade was a fine example of that stripped classical style, but the building is in fact a hybrid because the rear facade of the building is still arts and crafts. Throughout the life of this building, since it was built in 1913, it's accommodated a whole list of interesting and famous people from various walks of life, and so that history of those people is imbued in the fabric of the building. Let me introduce you to Rodney, our very own macaroni penguin, cheeky chappie, who graces the garden. And he does so because famous owner Jo Carstairs, for some reason, with her lover Ruth Baldwin, kept penguins in this garden. In honour of that history to the house, we had a penguin made. We thought it sort of right that it took pride of place in our garden. It was done by the Baron Rosencrantz and is the combined coat of arms of he and his aristocratic wife, who's mentioned here, Lady Louisa Augusta Mackenzie, and is a fine example of the sort of stained glass that he was famous for. The space came about because I was able to persuade the council to let me remove a rather low ceiling. I removed all of that to create this wonderful sweeping space, but in doing so I was removing the structural support for the roofs, and so you can see I've had to put in these lovely stainless steel trusses which hold the roof together, but it creates a really interesting, elegant space. This painting here is rather interesting. It's not really a painting. It was a German artist, and it's called The Catcher in the Rye because if you look closely, it is a series of cut ends of novels, all of The Catcher in the Rye, all of different colours, which he's put into a wonderful collage. What you see here is an original frieze that was installed by the famous Jo Carstairs. This part of the frieze is existing, and as we go round the frieze, you'll see an extension of the design. Part of it is done with replaced tiles taken from lower in the wall, and as we move further round, it's all done by painted plaster. We employed some artists who did a most fantastic job replicating the look of the real tiles with painted plaster tiles. Of all the places that I have renovated and lived in, this is by far the best and the most satisfying.